Objections are emotional, not logical.
Because what you're really dealing with is an emotion. People don't like to back away from something that they've already said that they would do.
Elite salespeople don't pressure people. They make people tell the truth.
Just so I'm clear, you actually got really lucky.
Why is that?
You found the #1 agent on your very first try.
High-level sales is the ability to sit in discomfort.
You have to be willing to sit in the discomfort. I have to be willing to ask these straightforward questions. Stay quiet, look them right in the face. Shut up. Don't say a word. Right? And me and Jose will demonstrate kind of how to do that. So let's say, Jose, somebody says to you like, hey, bro, we really appreciated you coming out, and we'll call you and let you know, our response on Monday.
Absolutely. It's a big decision, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah. And obviously, as your agent, I want to make sure that you're making the right decision and that obviously you feel comfortable and confident with the process. For the other interview, do you already have that set up, or is that something that you're planning on setting up after I leave?
No, we already have it set up.
Okay. And if it's not too personal, you mind me asking when that interview is set up for?
Yeah, it's later this afternoon, actually. So we're here now at 2:00. I think they're coming by at 5:30.
So in a couple of hours, basically. Yeah. Just so I'm clear, because obviously my intention is to do a good job for you. What qualities are you looking for in whichever agent you end up selecting for the job of helping you market and sell this property?
I mean, we want somebody who's got a good track record, somebody who can help us with, some of these ancillary services we need to prepare the property and just, help us get top dollar.
How will you know if somebody has that track record?
I mean, I guess, you guys are all telling me what you do, sort of thing.
In most cases, Aaron, if you talk to friends and family, they'll say, hey, look, it's always good to get different opinions, right? Do you know what they really mean when they say that? You need to interview as many people as you have to until you find the right one. So you actually got really lucky. Can I explain to you why?
Yeah, why is that?
So you found the #1 agent here in Ventura County on your very first try. This is a spreadsheet, Aaron, that shows the #1 agent all the way to agent number 2,501. At agent 2,501, it shows that agent did half a sale right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Once you get to about the 1,500 agent, it shows that they did 3. And then the #1 person has 99. Do you know who's there?
Who's that?
You're looking at him. What do you think the difference between the #1 agent and the #2 agent is? What if I told you that it was 50%? What do you think the difference between the #1 and #10 agent is, the difference in gap? A third. In the top 10, the other agent that you're interviewing, do you see their name on this list? What about the top 30, top 50? So once you get to below number 50, it actually drops to about 10 deals on the seller side a year. How important is experience for you?
I mean, it's very important.
Can I make a recommendation to you?
Sure.
Look, Aaron, I'm ready to go to work for you. You've got the #1 guy sitting here right in front of you. He's going to provide you with all the ancillary services, meaning I'm going to provide you with the free staging. I'm going to provide you with the free cleaning lady. We're going to help you dump all the things. All I need is an opportunity. Would you give me the opportunity to work with you?
Yeah, let's do it. Now, let's say for those who don't have a track record, because I can already see people thinking that way, right? So let's say they don't have a track record and they're like, yeah, we're going to interview agents.
When I built up the track record, what I used to do is I used to go into the marketing aspect of it. Just like, hey, look, what other interviews you have set up? Since you are planning on interviewing other agents, I want to make sure that when you're interviewing the other agents, that you're comparing apples to apples versus apples to oranges. So if it's okay with you, what I like to do is I like to go over the marketing plan that I'm going to implement to help you get top dollar for your property. Is it okay if I do that?
The other thing you could do is just right at the beginning. I know it's a big decision. You want to make sure you're making the best decision possible. And before I go, which is called the Colombo close, because when I say before I go, we're relieving pressure like this is done, but we're not actually done. So before I go, what I'd like to do is just go over with you the 3 decisions that a seller needs to make prior to putting their home on the market, in hopes that doing so can help you to make the decision that you feel is best. And whatever you decide, I'll support you 100%. So I'm framing this like the reason why we're about to have this conversation is because it's going to help you to make the best decision. So the first decision that a seller needs to make prior to putting their home on the market is if they're even going to sell it. Sometimes when I meet with homeowners, when they see what the marketplace is showing them, buyers and sellers have been agreeing to in terms of price, perhaps that's not in alignment with what their expectations were or what they actually need to make the move happen monetarily. And they decide to do something different, maybe hold on to it, maybe rent it out or just stay put. Based on our initial conversation via telephone, though, I'm pretty convinced that that's not a serious consideration or option for you. You're definitely going to sell it. Is that right? 100%. Now, I should know this. Okay. Yeah. So, and then I would have a notepad next to me and I would actually go like, check.
Yeah.
So I'd write down like 1, 2, 3, and it's like, check. And it's like, all right. And the second decision that you need to make prior to putting a home on the market, a seller does, independent of who they, work with, is the price that they're ultimately going to decide to set on the home. Now, I'm imagining that, you would like it to be more. I sure would as well, because we get compensated more the more we help you sell it for. At the same time, having looked at this information together as a team, seen what's active on the market, not selling, seen what's sold and closed most recently, are we in agreement that the market, not me, is showing us somewhere around 850 seems to be reasonable? And then shut up. And notice, pay attention. If they start to fold their arms, if they start to grimace, if they look at each other like, okay, I know that that's an issue, right? But if they're like, no, I mean, we seem to be in agreement with that. That makes sense. Okay. And let me ask you this, if you were to interview another agent and they were to tell you that they could get you more, would you hire them based on that alone? Ooh-wee, that's right down the pipe. That's that straightforwardness that people are uncomfortable with. No, probably not. And why is that? Well, I can see right here the data. Okay. And then that leads us to the third decision that a seller needs to make prior to putting their home on the market is essentially who's going to help them. Right? Now, you strike me to be very straightforward. I'm the same way. Based on our initial conversation via telephone, what we've sent over to you, what you've seen online in terms of track record and reviews, and based on our time together today, do you feel comfortable and confident with me, Jose, that I would look out for yours and Mariela's best interest, and we can help you to, maximize value and get top dollar, and then shut up and look them right in the face when you say it. And then let whatever falls out, because they might be like, stay quiet, look them right in the face, and just let it be. You let what comes out, because they might be like, well, yeah, we do. Because that's only going to go a couple ways. If they say, yeah, we do. You know what the great news is? What's that? I feel the exact same way. So you're here, I'm here. I mean, let's do this. It sounds like you've already made the 3 decisions. We just need to go ahead and take care of the appropriate paperwork. I mean, do you really want to spend another 3 hours of your life that you're never going to get back listening to agents and their pitch? And they'll look at each other and be like, not really. It's like, okay, so let's just go ahead and go to work. And like, okay, fine, boop, done. And I've done that so many times. And even when they told me they had another interview or 2 other interviews or whatever, we think so, but what's your commission? That's good, because now I've fleshed it out. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, it sounds like it's the professional fee. Now tell me this, if we could come to an agreement on the professional fee, would there be any other reason why we couldn't get started today? Because I'm setting it aside. No, I don't think so. Great. What were you thinking? And now we can handle that.
But let's say, Novello, that they go back to you and they're like, well, look, I get it, Jose. I like everything that you have to offer. I just already had this interview set up and I would hate to cancel on them because I have the interview set up. So that's like a layer deeper.
And I want everybody to be aware of what's actually happening here, because what you're really dealing with is an emotion. They feel emotionally uncomfortable with the friction of having to tell somebody that they've hired somebody else, even though they've already set up appointments. So there's 2 ways you can go about it. The first is you could go like, well, I appreciate that. It sounds as though you've made the decision that you would like for me to help and you're ready to hire me and put me to work. You just feel kind of obligated to meet with this other agent, even though you already know you're not going to work with them. Is that correct?
And what you're doing right there is you're clarifying.
Yes, clarifying.
I want clarifying. You want clarification. Look.
And I want you to tell me that, yes, I want to work with you.
I want to work with you. You feel like the sense of moral obligation because you told somebody else that you're going to meet with them.
And to your point, what that is what you're having to try to deal with is people don't like to back away from something that they've already said that they would do or committed to do, whether it's verbally or in writing. So if somebody committed to doing that, it's really uncomfortable for them to back away from it. But I want to get confirmation. I want them to say it out loud. I've already decided. It sounds as though you've already made a decision that you would like for me to help. You feel comfortable and confident with me that I can help you net the most and do it quickly and efficiently. You just simply feel a little obligated to meet with this other agent because you've already told them you would meet with them. Is that correct?
Or at this point, have you not decided that you want to work with me?
Yeah.
And you genuinely want to hear what the other and you genuinely want to hear what the other person has to say.
But here's the thing, Jose, so many people
so that differentiation, because there's a big differentiation. If they haven't decided that they decided that they want to work with you and it's more of a sense of obligation, that's one route. If they're like, no, we want to hear what they have to say, That is a different route that you
different route. So in other words, if I say that to them and they say to me, well, we haven't decided that yet. And usually when people share that with me, and again, I mean this humbly, it's like a humble brag. You know, when I have the good fortune of meeting with people, when they see our track record and, you know, we spend some time together, they do decide to hire me and put me to work. If they don't, there's usually a few reasons why. So I'd like to go over them with you so that way you can make the decision that you feel is best and whatever you decide is okay. And they're like, okay, now what I'm going to do here is I just want to get it out on the table. I want to flesh it out. It's either price, marketing, or commission. Which one is it? Now I'm not going to say it that way, but I'll do it one at a time. Like the first is, you know, perhaps like what we would be doing to market the property, our marketing, our plan of action. Did you have any hesitation or concerns with regards to that? No, I mean, it clearly works. You sell all these homes. Okay, so that's not it. Second issue is the price that we are going to ultimately decide to offer it to the market. You know, we've looked at this information. We've seen what buyers and sellers have been agreeing to. Are we in agreement that the marketplace is showing us somewhere on X seems to be reasonable? And they're like, well, we want to talk to you about that. Okay, good. Now I've isolated that and we can handle it. But I'm still going to bring up the commission too, right? So let's say they're like, yeah, you know, we want to talk to you about that. Okay. And I'm more than happy to. So I'll make a note of that and we'll circle back to that. And then the third issue that they perhaps want to think about or get some more information on is the professional fee, the commission. Is that something that you wanted to have further conversation about? So it's the willingness to sit in the discomfort and be really, really straightforward about what is it really. And I think most salespeople, or even great ones who can get, you know, kind of nonchalant about it, they start to rely on their personality or their track record or, you know.
Like I have, yeah.
Yeah. And they come very quickly to the awareness that like, no, that's not, if you want to do this in high volume and take 10, 12, 15 listings a month, like that's not the strategy that's going to get you there. You have to be willing to sit in the discomfort. I have to be willing to ask these straightforward questions. And I would ask them sequentially like that. So I would ask the first one, like, so it sounds as though, just so I'm clear, you've already decided you would like for me to help you and you feel comfortable and confident and you're ready to put me to work. You just feel a little obligated, right? Emotionally obligated to meet with this other agent because you've already set the appointment. Is that correct? And then shut up. Now that'll either lead me to, yes, that's correct. Great. And then there's a path that I can go down there where I can call the agent on their behalf. So, you know, so they don't have to be uncomfortable. And I would do that for you. You know, in order to get our professional relationship started off right, happens all the time. What I can do is we can take care of the appropriate paperwork. And then I can reach out to that other agent on your behalf. Just let them know that you've decided to hire us to help. And truthfully, we'd be doing them a huge favor. Do you know why? Why is that? Because we'd be saving them time. What we're attempting to articulate is a path, like pathways. Yeah. So we ask a question and it leads to one or two answers, and that dictates the pathway moving forward. Yeah. If they say, yeah, we do agree, great, we go down that pathway of either canceling the appointment on their behalf or just taking care of the appropriate paperwork now. If they say, well, we haven't actually decided yet, then, okay, great. Well, before I go, you know, when, you know, we get to this point in the presentation, and I mean this humbly, it's not uncommon, you know, based on track record reviews and spending time together, people decide to hire me. If they don't, there's a few things that they may need a little bit more information on. So I'd like to go over them with you so that way you can decide what you feel is best and whatever you decide is okay. Fair enough? Yeah, that's fair. And that is a, like a fleshing out expedition. Because how many times have you left the listing appointment where you thought, you know, okay, I think we kind of vibed and like, you know, we had some rapport or whatever, and you thought it was in the bag. And then they call you to tell you to hire somebody else. And you ask them like, well, what was it? It's like, well, the other agent said, you know, that we could start a little bit higher, or the other agent, you know, it was like commission. And it was something that you would have talked to them about, but you didn't know what it was. So you didn't have the opportunity. Like you lost the opportunity to talk to them about it and address it in that moment because you didn't have the intestinal fortitude or courage to flesh it out and, you know, have a polite, uncomfortable conversation, like a polite friction to flesh out what the actual issue is. So being that you've already decided that you would like for me to help you with the sale, procedurally, the next step would be is we just take care of the appropriate paperwork.
100%.
I'm respectful of the fact that, you know, it's a little uncomfortable. So what we can do on your behalf, and it happens all the time, and I'm more than happy to do it, to get our professional relationship started off right, I can just reach out to that other agent, let them know that you decide to hire us to help. And we'll be doing two things for them. One is saving them time, but two, we'd also provide them with the opportunity that if they could bring us a buyer, we'll even pay them a bonus for doing so. So it creates a win-win proposition for all parties. Is that something you'd be open to? Yeah, I'm perfectly cool with that. And then we take care of paperwork.
If I was you guys, I would write that down And I would chant that because that is the exact way. Procedurally, the next step is in order for us to get our professional relationship started, is for us to take care of the paperwork.
And I'd start to pull it out and bring the pen out, like the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like very matter of fact. This is the next progression.
The seller called me, chewing me out. He said,
"You never called me back."
and somehow he thought I already negotiated a deal with him. I'm driving to this appointment thinking, how do I explain that I never even talked to this guy? But then he tells me something crazy. He wants to sell me the house for half of Zillow, and somehow I almost talked myself out of the deal.
Okay, I'm going on this appointment.